What's up, everybody? We're bouncing around. Heading to an off-road delivery out in St. John's to an off-grid property. Return customer, real good guy. Went out here the other day and got some railroad ties to him. We didn't have his container ready yet. He actually bought my workshop off of me, so I'm workshopless. So pretty weird. I tell you what, if you put a couple containers in your backyard and then you build a fence in front of them with about a 10-foot gate, pretty hard to get up underneath a container with your trailer and your dually. The dually's got some big hips, man. She doesn't squeeze through those fences too well. But we got her done. About 4 hours behind schedule. We were planning on bringing this one out Friday, but our customer stayed an extra day to try and get some stuff loaded in this thing. So I swapped some things around, and I'm heading out to his place right now. Sorry it's so bouncy. Bouncing all over the place. Then we got another delivery Friday, a little closer to home. Then we tested out the big Haas, the 40-foot curb-built container haul, our new trailer. Yesterday we delivered our first 40-foot in the area. That was our little rural property, very close to my place actually, but real tight. Got to barely shoehorned it in there around their a really old house. One of their family members or their father, I think, owned back in the day. They grew up in it and they took it back over, so it's kind of cool. So I'm gonna hold you guys because I'm bouncing all over the place. But yeah, just doing a 20-foot back there. You can see it in the back behind the mega cab. This is my old workshop. See it out here, maybe a little windy out there. Yeah, that was the one I was using the workshop on my property. I'm going to be throwing a 40-foot high top on our little property, our on-grid property. I'm going to put a 40-foot high top. High top's 9 foot 6 inches tall, as opposed to the standard 8 foot 6 inch tall. So I'm going to throw one of those in our backyard on the on-grid property, and I'm going to build a lean-to similar to what I did on our goat barn on both sides of that. And so we'll have a 40-foot long by 9.5 foot tall, probably sitting about 10.5 foot tall because I'm going to put it on railroad ties, so about 10 foot tall, but 6 inches, 8 inches maybe thick. And then I'm going to say I'll do the lean-tos, build a lean-to on the side with metal roofing for water catchment, even though we have city water there, but it's not the best water, to tell you that much. But I'll just use it for the pets, for all the goats and chickens and every other animal we seem to be accumulating lately. And then I'll do a lean-to on the opposite side, but I'll close that one in on the back and the side, throw some lighting in there, and I'll be able to pull my truck in, pull my vans in, and work on some stuff. I haven't worked on my own stuff in a while because I'm in a garage, and it's cost me quite a bit of money to do like simple things that I could do myself. I just don't feel like doing it out in the middle of the dirt. So well, not that I'm going to put a concrete floor in there, I mean just with some overhangs make a difference, and have some lighting, have some little bit of closure so I can leave stuff open at night if I don't finish a project. But yeah, so just a little touch base. We're ripping down the road here. Like I said, bouncing around. I'm solo right now. My boys helped me do all the moving. We actually pulled out the old ancient pyramids method today because, like I said, I put some fencing in. I didn't film this. I didn't know how. I probably should have filmed it. One of those things where catastrophe could kick in, but I was so focused on just getting the task done. We actually went and bought some posts at Home Depot and lifted the container off the railroad ties, put these 6-inch round posts that we're going to use for the goat enclosure. I figured it'd be double use if I didn't damage them. And we put about 6 to 8 of those rolling posts, 8-footers, underneath the container. And I got a piece of metal and wedged it while my two boys pushed it. And we pushed the thing over about 4 feet. So we aren't building a pyramid back in ancient times by any means with our methodology, but we got that sucker moved over and lined up enough to where I could get this dually squeezed in on a 10-foot gap. And I got this container pretty smooth, actually. Loaded up pretty nice. But anyhow, just touching base. I'll try and film a bit of that. Or basically, I'm going to take a 40-footer and make what I would call a pole barn. And I am sunburnt like nobody's business. Makes my eyes look even bluer than normal, and my beard look whiter than normal. Well, that's good. Get rid of the sunburn, start evening out the color. Anyway, that'll do to you with the sunscreen. My ears look like beef jerky. But yeah, so we're gonna put that 40 footer in the middle where my 2 boxes were. Put it right smack dab in the middle. Pull the other box out next week, and then it'll be like a pole barn because I'll do a triangle style standard ridge beam roof on top of the 40-foot container all the way down. I'm gonna do a 20-foot overhang style lean-to off the one side for like pet stuff and food and tools and whatnot, just garden stuff that we don't care about locking up that we just need access to. And then I will do a 40-foot by probably 12 to 15-foot lean-to with a rear wall, side wall, maybe just a chain link style fence enclosure on the front, and I'll just throw rock and gravel in there, and then eventually I'll probably throw a concrete pad if I use it long enough and I need my vans and stuff in there to work on them, our lifted vans. I'm going to be lifting our other van pretty soon. It'd be nice to be able to do it on a little concrete, or even the rock would be better than the dirt. So, and then we're developing our lot across the street. I got a guy coming out, another YouTube buddy, or sorry, a Facebook buddy, that does off-grid builds out here, and he's helping me with doing some weed clearing and some ground work across the street. And I'll start storing my containers and my trailers across the way. People have better access to come see them. They have to come in my living room to check them out. Sell my little shitbox house. So, but yeah, things are changing around. My hobby business is keeping me busy. My hobby hustle, my side hustle. So, keeping me a lot busier than I expected, which is kind of normal for everyone out here that starts a little hobby business. But yeah, if you guys need a container, obviously we do off-road deliveries. Try and keep my pricing as fair as possible. I try and beat the competition in the area if I can. One of the things I do a 50-mile radius of Concho. I do an off-road delivery fee of $350, unless I'm doing a special where the delivery just included the pricing. But a typical off-road delivery out here is between $500 to even up to $1,500. I got quoted $1,500 a piece to bring 40 footers up to my property 3 years ago. That's why I do this. That was just outrageous pricing. I couldn't even fathom that. So anyway, I mean, not saying that's not fair. I mean, some people, you look at it, it just costs them money to beat up the trucks. Most people have third-party delivery drivers. I'm an owner-operator, so everything you see on my trailer, I own it. So until I bring it to your property, it's a different scenario. So I own the trailer, I own the truck, I own the container, I own my time. I don't sub nothing out to anyone, so I don't have to worry about all the gray areas, the red tape, and possibly people not upholding their end of the bargain when I put my name behind it. So I keep it light. If there's anyone ever delivering, it's not me. In my truck, it'll be one of my sons, so it's pretty simple. I won't be hiring out. There'll be no third parties involved in the business, so it keeps it kind of nice. But anyway, getting back to it, sorry, I'm slouching my seat here. Need to fix the cushion on this thing. It's falling apart on me. Truck's in great shape these days. After about $6 billion worth of service I spent on it last couple months, but the seat's starting to, it's not even like torn, it's just the seat foam's falling apart. So I need to go on one of those .coms and pay the heavy price, probably $500 for a new seat foam and seat cover and kind of an OEM match to make this thing nice again. But yeah, $350 local delivery, and I do specials here and there. Right now, I'm delivering my workshop. It's a little bit different, but I'm doing one trip, 20 footers for $6,000 delivered in a 50-mile radius. And I know that's not cheap, but it is cheap for a 20-foot one trip, and they're in pristine condition with lock boxes. I'm also bringing up 40-foot high cubes, so that's a 9'6" tall, like I'm going to put for my workshop. You'll see one in the video soon. I got access to a pretty good pool of those, about 12 to 13, 14 years old. Normally those things go 20 years before they pull them out of commission, so these are 13 to 15 years, and even as 12 years, so they're looking a little bit prettier than typical, and we're doing those for $6K right now, including delivery in a 50-mile radius. So that's a 40-foot weighted water type. Basically it's cargo worthy, they're just not inspected. They're decommissioned basically, so you can still stack them. Not that anyone does out here, but the pillars are in great shape. A couple dents here and there, a little bit of rust patina, but nothing. They're not match. I mean, I'm using one for my workshop here in the next couple of weeks when I get a spare trailer though that doesn't already apply to someone else. We got a lot of people. I think we got about 5 containers people are waiting for right now. 2 on the property and 3 down in Southern California, and I'll add a 4th one if it's a 20 foot. Obviously, it's a 40. I'll bring up by itself. But so yeah, we got access to like a few hundred of those red 40 foots, like what I delivered the other day. I have in one of my videos on my trailer. Yeah, if you guys are interested in something like that, let me know. While the prices are right, I'll bang those out for $6K, including delivery, and that's a high top 40 foot in pretty good condition. They're all burgundy, they all look the same. No lock boxes on those, I don't think, or if there is, it's going to be a hit or miss. They're not supposed to have them, and some might have them, but most of them won't. But yeah, you guys are up here making things happen. Also, if you guys are doing off-grid stuff, I mean, I got good contacts for gravel. I got good contacts for tractor work. I got a couple good handyman people I know. If you're trying to make an off-grid property happen, or maybe you have an off-grid property up here and you're buying another property to live in while you're building that one, like I'm doing, and a lot of other people I've talked to, like the gentleman I'm dropping off right now, they got an off-grid property. He's buying a place over in Payson so they can live comfortably while they build. You know, not everyone wants to go out there and just suffer. So nothing suffer for everyone. I enjoy my off-grid property. I'd have loved to be out there just kind of hammered it out, but I took a different path the last year and a half, and it's worked out really well. But I still got my young boys too, so I'm trying to show them entrepreneurship, show them a different way to you know, make the hay while the sun shines, and give them an opportunity to work for themselves, or work for dad, but work with dad and then work for themselves in the near future, on a couple different avenues that we're working on, this being one, and some other interests we're investing in right now. So then once my kids are set, I'm already kind of set. I mean, I'm not, you know, I got millions in the bank, but my lifestyle is pretty relaxed. I could do a hobby hustle on the side and pretty much live like a king, the way I do it these days, and the way I don't have any overhead or any extra bills. But yeah, I want my kids set up to where they're not slinging it over at Walmart. They're not sitting at Jack in the Box Dunkin' fries. They're not going to college for 6 years to, you know, get some Joe job and listen to some asshole tell them what to do that probably doesn't know what he's doing or she's doing. So, and I don't want them worried about their gender pronouns and their name tag and their bullshit and offending people. If you're offending people, you're probably being real, and that's I encourage them to be real. Offend whoever you want to offend, if that's how it goes, you know. So if you're being true to yourself and the world's offended, you know, that ain't your fault. So anyway, a little tangent there, but like I said, I'm trying to set my kids up, so I'll probably be hustling for the next 3 or 4 years. 7 to 8 years is my maximum. 55, I'm retiring. I don't care what's going on. I'll be driving a van down by the river, trying to catch those damn fish that have been eluding me all these years, hanging out with one of my dogs, and whoever else accompanies me along with a mountain bike or a dirt bike. So I got a plan, and I'm sticking to it. But anyway, guys, just checking in. If you need a container, hit us up. If you need some advice on some off-grid stuff, even though I'm not off-grid right now, I do dabble in that, and I got an off-grid property we're still slowly working on, but I have some good contacts if you need some. So yeah, put your questions in the comments section, and I'll try and answer every single one of them. All right? Take care, guys. Be safe.